Hey there, folks. So, last episode we got the basics done for setting up a deer NPC. This episode we're actually going to work on setting up the wolf NPC. Now, it's almost the exact same as the deer with a couple of minor differences because we're going to also include things for attack and, well, really the attack. And that one has a few extra steps. So, with that, though, first thing we're going to do, we're going to go over to our wolf. It is in here somewhere. Fox, wolf. There it is. Go into our animations, and you can see pretty much the same setup. Going to right-click animation. We are going to do a blend space. Wolf. Forest animal. What? Forest animal pack. Forest animal pack. Wolf meshes. Wolf meshes. Okay, let's take a quick look here and see why we have two different. Okay, which one are you using? So I've seen this happen. Sometimes you get a different skeleton for some reason. Okay, SK_wolf. That's the one we want to use. So go back, do that animation, blend space. We want this to be the wolf, not world, wolf. I cannot type. SK_wolf, blend space, wolf, idle, movement. Get rid of the skeleton asset, bring this over. So horizontal axis, we are going to again do speed. We're again going to do, we're going to say 600. I want this to be a fair chase. Move this over so we have idle breathing. Run. Is there a walk? There is a walk. Okay, so easy enough. We're going to set that to 0, 0. We want our speed to be at 100 for the walk, and we want our run to be 600 and 0 for the vertical. So we're going to save that and control click. You can just see it gets a little weird when we're looking at right there. You can see it's got this weird, but that's why it's going to have a walk speed of 100 and a sprint speed of 600. So, and then we're going to set up an animation blueprint. So right click, animation blueprint, and again, wolf. Let's go wolf. SK. I'm going to create that, and then NMBP wolf. Actually, what was that template option that it gave? Template animation has no target skeleton. Template cannot have direct references to animation assets placed inside, or okay, I don't want that. So NMBP. I'm going to go to our event graph, and actually what I'm going to do here, again, just like we did with the deer, we can actually copy a good chunk of this. So I'm going to open that one up as well. So I'm just going to copy this entire event graph from the deer. We're going to delete this and paste it in. Create the character, create the movement component, and create the movement speed. Compile and save that. It's all working there. We're going to go into our anim graph, and we are going to go and drag off that and hit state machine. This one's not just idle, so this is just going to be default. We're going to open up the state machine, drag off a pin, and we're going to add state, and this will be idle movement. And just like before, we go into our animations and we drag in our blend space. Connect these up and connect speed. And I really need to figure out how to make this a one-dimensional blend space. But so we've got that. Now we're going to compile and save. See, yep, we're in our idle state because the NMBP has a value of 0 for its movement speed. Now let's find our attack that we want to use. Bite. Get hit, howl, run, bite. That looks weird. So, oh, that's the root motion. Okay, so it's just going to be the bite. Actually, no, we're going to want to set up a different blend space for this, actually thinking about it. So in here, we're going to do a right-click animation blend space. We're going to go wolf underscore sk underscore wolf, blend space, wolf, attack. Okay, so we want to do search for bite in the animation. So we want bite and run bite. So those are the two we want. And we want this to be a value of 0, 0, and 0, 1. We want our horizontal, actually we want this on the vertical. Is moving. Now we're just going to save that. Now we're get rid of our deer animation for now. And go back to our default state. We're going to add a state here, and this is going to be the attack state. And we're going to have to add some flow control for these, but we'll do that later on. Go into our attack, and then we're going to drag over this new... I hate how that happens. Pull that over and just move this off the screen quick. Pull in our new attack blend space. We're going to connect that here. Now we're going to get movement speed. Now, sorry, off the blend space, off the is moving, drag a select, drag out and do a select. It's going to be a Boolean select and greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, we want it to be 1. Basically, this is just a, are we moving or are we not? So, yeah, and this will be idle move to attack will never take place. So what we want to do here now is we need to deal with those transition states. And this is where a couple of different things come into play. So I'm going to save this quickly, move this out of the way, just long enough to go there. So we want to open up our bite and our bite run. Where is the other one? Run bite, sorry. And in here, I'm just going to pause these. You want to find a point where it looks like your animation has completed the attack. So that is going to be there. Right click. Oh, actually, what is this? We have no notifier? No. So right click in this top bit next that lines up with notifiers. Where is it? No. Is it there? Oh, sorry, no. My apologies. I'm either looking at old notes or I haven't updated this in a long time. So on the right of where it says notifiers, it has the track. Click on that. Add notifier track. I'm not going to touch this notifier one. I don't know what it's for. I believe it's this one right here, which is animation complete. But we want this at about that frame there, 10. So on track 2, no, it's, remove that, sorry. So on track 2, right click, add notifier. My apologies, it's been a little while. They've add notifier. Oh, right there at the top. Sorry, new notifier. Attack complete. So now that we have that, we're going to take a quick look at the other one, which is just the bite. Sorry, we want to save this one. Save. And then our normal bite, we want to look at the exact same thing. Let's find a point where it looks like their bite's complete. That was going to be around the 10. Actually, I need to change that. I realized I just named that wrong. Run bite. That is the... I'm going to delete that. So this one here at 10, add notifier. Apply damage. And then we want this to be, apply damage, and then around, sorry, here. Sorry, the 15 mark. Add notifier, new notifier, attack complete. And the reason for this is, sorry, I just, like I said, the changes to the animation blueprint sort of threw me off. We have this here, which we're going to use for our AI controller to apply damage when we get to that point. And we're going to have this one here, which is we're going to use the attack complete, is going to be used for that transition between the idle state and the attack state. So I'm going to save that, and we want to make sure we have those two, apply damage, attack complete. So we're going to go back to wolf bite, and it was around the 10 mark. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to add another notifier track just because I don't want to mess with that first one. Add notifier, apply damage, and then at around the 18 mark, we're going to say add notifier, attack complete. And again, we're going to save this asset. So now with these notifiers, what they do is at this point, when frame 10 is called, it actually calls to the animation blueprint. So we're going to go to our event graph. Was it apply damage? Yeah, event anim notify apply damage. We're going to leave this one blank for now. And attack complete. So we need a way to tell the anim blueprint that it needs to make an attack. So what we're going to want to do here is add a new Boolean variable called b should attack. And in here, when the attack is complete, we're going to set that to false. And this is just for the purpose of this demonstration here. And then in our our anim graph, we go back to our default. We want to say should attack is going to be our enter condition. Compile and save. That warning will go away. And then same thing, but we want to invert it, so not Boolean. Okay, so now what that is going to do is when the anim graph dictates that it should attack, what is going to happen is it's going to, let me just go back here. So when that Boolean value is set to true, we're going to go from our idle movement up into our attack and then back out. On top top of that, we are going to be doing a few other things where it's going to be things like at a code level, we're going to have to obviously set something that is going to be used to control what is sorry, I'm completely losing my train of thought here. At a code level in C++, let me just pull that up. We're going to want to add in to our controller, we're going to want to add functionality to set a code level variable for should attack. And then we should also be setting or resetting that variable and things like that. So it's going to be a switch state of between I'm chasing, I'm attacking, I can attack again, things like that. Now with that, let's bring back the editor here. This is as far as we're going to be able to go here, because as I was just mentioning, we're going to be doing this at a code level, and it would be in this process here that we're going to be resetting and setting this variable. And as part of this process here, we're also going to be actually in here, controller, I realize, sorry. We need to get a reference to our AI controller, TF-AI. Compile that. Okay, sorry, I just realized we didn't do that. So what we've done here, we are getting the owning actor, storing that variable. We're getting the AI controller for that actor, and we're storing that as a TF AI controller base pointer within this Anna blueprint, so that down here we can also go convert to validated get and go like this. And then go through and say pull off a should attack and set things there. But with that, the last thing I want to do before I call an end to this episode, and I understand this one is shorter, the reason being is obviously redoing a lot of things we just did in the last episode. I didn't need to go into it as much in detail, and really we've set ourselves up here for the next episode, which is going to be all the code work. So last thing though, I'm actually going to close out of both of these. Move the content browser out of the way. What isn't saved? Oh, that's still from last episode. I haven't closed the editor down yet. It's still running through Visual Studio. The last thing I want to do though is going to create an NPC blueprint for this wolf. So bring up the content browser here. We're going to go blueprint class, NPC, TF NPC character. We're going to go dev underscore BP wolf 01. Open this up. Skeleton mesh, we're going to search wolf. And in blueprint, we're going to search wolf. So now in here, there's a couple of different things we're going to want to do. So let's, first of all, we're going to drop that down to -90, so they're facing forward. And you can see it as a very tall collision sphere. Well, we don't need it to be 88. We're going to put that at 44. And let's change that to, I think, left is the only one. Yeah. So now with that, adjust your vertical offset to -44. And you can see that gives it a height where right here, the top of it and the bottom of it just encompass your target or your mesh. Capsule component, we do want to increase the radius though. So let's change that from 34. We want to almost double that. Let's change that to 50. It won't let you go above 44 because it's a sphere. So this is where you need to make some concessions. Do you want a taller sphere so you can encapsulate the width? Or do you want a shorter sphere and you have to limit it? And the reason being is this sphere, can I change this to wireframe so we can see that? So yeah, that highlighted sphere is where things are going to, like collision overlaps and stuff are going to be triggered. It's not based on the mesh. So you're going to see you have this chunk of the head here that isn't encapsulated. So you have to make a choice. So let's change this to a 60 and a 60. You can see that covers a lot more of it. And if we take our mesh, obviously with that, we want to go minus 60 now so that it's at the bottom. And I think I'm going to go for that. In the middle, 60-60. Like, it is a taller sphere than we need, but we're covering more of the actual actor in this case. So now that we've got that, though, so let's not make the mistakes I made last time. Controller, where'd that X come from? So we want TFAI controller base. And that was in the AI section. We want to give it the behavior tree. Flee threshold, I'm going to change that to a -6 because they're less likely to flee. And I'm going to put their attack threshold at 3. Again, these are numbers based on how we were doing that AI attack state. If you're following along, you're going to want to tweak those based on your own personal preferences for what you're trying to achieve. So now that we've got that, I believe that's everything we need. Let's throw this wolf into the scene. And I'm going to stick him over here and make sure he moves. And we're going to simulate and just see, does he move? Yeah, he's moving. Okay, so now, oh, one thing I did forget, creature type. He's still a default human, which isn't what we want. We want this guy to be a medium carnivore. So let's try again, and let's move him a little closer and see what he does. Okay, his animation speeds are off, so we're going to need to tweak those. I didn't set movement speed, that's why. So we want a 100 and 600. Do we have stat line as an option in here? Yes, we do. Oh, okay. So 100 and 600. Wolves do sneak. I'm going to give them a sneak speed of, say, 50. Obviously, we need to adjust that. Seconds for stamina exhaustion. I'm going to say 2. I'm making these up on things like that now at this point, so... Move him closer and see what he does. Does he chase? No, he doesn't. So obviously we need to change state. So let's change him over to a monster just because I want to see him chase. Because I'm pretty sure we have monsters set to attack everything. So he should, if that works, run. No, the deer runs away, but the... Well, either way, I'm going to leave this where it is for now. Next episode, as I mentioned, we're going to finish off, well, not finish off, we're going to start working on the behavior tree a little further. Not the behavior tree, the animation blueprint for the wolf. We're going to get the apply damage, well, sorry, not the apply damage. We're going to get the attack complete logic set up so that when the wolf is close enough that they can actually attack the target, and then we're going to start doing things like applying damage. So for the next little while, the episodes are going to be more of a simulation of, say, the wolf attacking the deer, so on and so forth. So as always, though, folks, thanks for watching. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, or any other feedback you want, feel free to leave it in the comments below or hop over onto the Discord. I try to respond to both as quickly as possible. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next episode.